All right, Coach. Well, first of all, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the victory. It was a three-set game. It really didn't feel like a three-set game right from the get-go, though. Could you just speak to the amount of intensity and the rivalry that you have with Trinity Western?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's high-level volleyball, and I mean, we've had great battles with that team over, probably the last decade and a bit, and just I think they had players playing. So teams are serving hard. Like I think under it, maybe not as obvious to some people is how hard the serve and pass was because they knew they had to try and get teams out of system. And I thought both setters did a great job as well. And I thought key hitters hit some great angles, both teams. Like some shots that we haven't seen a lot. So it was enjoyable to coach, but you're right, the intensity there, and if you just looked at a score sheet and 3-0, that was an easy win. That was not a 3-0 game, not at all.
And so what was it that allowed you to have that edge to pull away in each of the three sets there?
I think every one of our players played very well, and I think we needed all, the sixth, whoever was on the court, to do a great job to win day. So that would be one thing. I thought that we took advantage of some situations and stayed assertive, whether it was from the service line or balls popping over and we're swinging on second balls, or and I thought we at least matched their defensive intensity. Like I thought Juliana Kaufmanis did a tremendous job in the back row, and she wasn't alone, right? So I think we need all those components.
And just speak a little bit to Danielle Griezwa's performance, particularly, at least in my eyes, the second set in particular, she was quite dominant.
Okay, you're probably right. To be honest, remember, I think when you look, Trinity Western, I think, was keying and trying to get matchups to try and take Danny out of the match, right, as much as they could. And I think early on, maybe they did that a little bit, but she rebounded well. And, you probably look, she gets us kills, and I guess I probably shouldn't take those for granted. Because she did it in some tough situations. But I also think, I don't know what her passing stats are, but I think she passed the ball okay. And I thought she maybe doesn't have the defensive range that Juliana does, but she did her job there. So really it's not about one hitter, not about one situation, but I'll repeat again, I thought all our players played very well and played in the moment.
And preliminary thoughts on going back to the championship finals?
I am very happy to be in the championship game, and tomorrow I think either of those two teams, whoever won that, was definitely a worthy representative. Obviously I feel gratified, relieved about how well my team performed to give us a chance to play there. I think they've earned it, with their play here all season, especially in the second half of the season and tonight in particular.
Do you guys get to fly the BC flag a little higher now that you're 2 for 2 in the Battle of BC?
I don't. I've gained a lot of respect for a lot of those players on the other side of the net, and their coaching staff does a tremendous job. So, last year we lost a tough 4-set match to Trinity, and I actually feel, regardless, you feel bad for the fifth-year kids. Like Ellie Wendell, come a long way, seen her improved. She's, international size, and in terms of her block and her attack, she made a dig and spit. So I have nothing but respect for their team.
In that first set, you guys hit a .08. They hit a 190. Yeah. Was that your game plan, kind of going in to kind of weather that storm? You knew they were going to be aggressive.
Yeah. Well, they played significantly better than they did last Friday night. I think we caught them off guard with a few things on Friday, and I knew they would be a lot better, and they were. So defensive. I don't think some of those hitting stats were due to good defense, I think, and good serving. So, some of those are a bit of a blur, to be honest, in terms of but I think they made a few errors down the stretch, right? And I think both teams had some pretty good blocks, right? That were legit blocks, not bad hitting choices.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a monster game to the net for both teams.
Yeah.
You know, blocks on either side. Were you a little surprised the way your team answered to their attacking?
Blocking wise? No, because I think we know each other well. What I was impressed with both teams is finding maybe some different zones and angles to get at. And again, I thought both setters did a good job, you know, finding their hitters, you know, in the right areas, in the right ways, because that's not easy to do. And you've got to look out, like you're seeing Danny out there against, you know, two big Trinity blockers, but you got to still execute. And Alessandra on our side did a very good job of that.
Won a national championship. They've been in the final. What's that going to mean to you? What's going to be like for your squad to be back in that national championships?
Well, it's where you want to be. I think we gain a lot of confidence from the way we played here, but tomorrow's a new day against a new team, both of which, you know, whoever comes out of this would be really good. So I think it's more just, I think it's just drawing on what we've done this season, not the past. But I don't think the legacy of our, you know, what we've accomplished in the last decade or so as a program hurt. Like, I think we're fully prepared. We'll be ready to go.